Welcome to a very special evening, Catholic Theological Union's annual Blessed Are the Peacemakers celebration. Tonight, we bring to you a warm Chicago tribute to a great couple, Dr. Anthony Fauci and Dr. Christine Grady, who exemplify public service for the common good. Our focus this evening will be peace building through ministries of healing. Appropriately, the theme of healing will be woven throughout our program. I've been involved with CTU for many years, and I consider it something like my home parish. I feel comfortable here with CTU's open and warm spirit of welcome and its long commitment to reconciliation and to peace. This is the kind of church I love, and I'm sure you're here tonight for the very same reason. Here in a somewhat different mode tonight, for sure, as we continue to persevere and make the necessary sacrifices to keep our fellow citizens safe through the wonders of technology, we come together in spirit and celebrate this night in a joyful way. We also invite you to post in the chat on the event webpage, sharing messages of gratitude for our honorees. For more than 30 years, CTU has offered its Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award to leaders in all walks of life who've made outstanding contributions to the good of society and reflect the values which we at CTU are committed: justice, compassion, reconciliation, and peacemaking. We are delighted that some of our previous Blessed Are the Peacemaker honorees and prominent Chicago leaders will join us virtually tonight to share in this important celebration. To begin, we hear from our city and state's leadership.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mayor Lori Lightfoot, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady to the great city of Chicago. I'm also grateful to the Catholic Theological Union for giving our city the opportunity to honor and thank the two of you for your outstanding public service. Like many places in the country, our communities have suffered greatly over this past year. But your consistent voice of reason, integrity, genuine care for those who are suffering, and courage in the face of opposition have remained our source of great encouragement to keep pushing forward. Thank you so much. Congratulations on being honored as peacemakers, and please continue to be safe.
Hello, this is Governor J.B. Pritzker. To our honorary guests this evening, Dr. Anthony Fauci and Dr. Christine Grady, I want to take a moment to congratulate you both on your deserved recognition upon receiving the 2021 Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award. This past year has been a challenge for us all, but your unwavering leadership on a national scale has truly helped guide our state through this ongoing pandemic. It's because of your trusted, compassionate calls to action. Each day, we all get one step closer to reaching the other side of this pandemic. I'm thrilled to see two heroes receiving this award tonight. Your work is a testament to fighting for what's right. So on behalf of the state of Illinois, I express my heartfelt gratitude for your steadfast leadership and for keeping our state and our nation safe. May we all find inspiration in your dedication to protecting our families and improving the health of all of our communities.
Thank you, Mayor Lightfoot. Thank you, Governor Pritzker. We're grateful to our civic leaders and proud of our state and our city, especially in the hard work of dealing with these challenging times. We have a wonderful program tonight. Please note, this is a Catholic event. Raffle sales close at 7:30 for a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the lands of the Bible. I hope you have your refreshment of choice close at hand. Sit back, get comfortable, and enjoy. It is my pleasure to introduce our beloved Catherine O'Connell, who will start this evening, as she has for many years, with joyful song.
Healing river of the Spirit, bathe the wounds that living brings. Plunge our pain, our sin, our sadness deep beneath your sacred springs. Weary from the restless searching that has lured us from your side, we discover in your presence peace the world cannot provide. Wellspring of the healing spirit, stream that flows to bring release. As we gain ourselves, our senses, may our lives reflect your peace. Grateful for the flood that heals us, may your church enact your grace. As we meet both friend and stranger, may we see our Savior's face. Living stream that heals the nations, make us channels of your power. All the world is torn by conflict, wars are raging at this hour. Saving Spirit, move among us, guide our winding human course, till we find our way together, flowing homeward to the source.
Thank you, Catherine and Laura, for that beautiful, beautiful rendition of Healing River. Sharing our dinner tonight is a longtime friend of CTU, and I'm happy to introduce Carolyn Palmer, a revered life trustee of CTU. In 2018, CTU awarded Carolyn and her late husband, John, the Diaconia Award for their unparalleled commitment to Catholic education. Carolyn?
What a joy to be with you this evening to honor Dr. Christine Grady and Dr. Anthony Fauci and to celebrate the mission of CTU, a place I hold dear. I served for 12 years on the Board of Trustees, and I'm proud to be a life trustee. My passion for women's rightful place in the church has found expression here at CTU, and I'm delighted to serve as chair of the host committee of this evening's Blessed Are the Peacemakers celebration. I also want to thank the others who have joined us as sponsors and have been the bulwark of support for CTU. In a world in need of religious leaders who are well prepared, committed to justice, and filled with compassion, we surely need a place like Catholic Theological Union. That is why I'm here tonight when we lift up the people we want to teach and inspire our students. I hope you will join me in supporting the mission of this remarkable institution as it helps build the church of the future. As we begin our evening together, I'm pleased to invite another inspiring Chicago leader, our own Archbishop, Cardinal Blaise Cupich, to offer his welcome and lead us in prayer.
Good evening, dear friends. As a vital part of the Archdiocese of Chicago, I am pleased to join the Catholic Theological Union and all of you as CTU celebrates its Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award. In a year when we all need examples of generosity, courage, and public service to inspire us, I'm so pleased to congratulate the 2021 honorees, Dr. Anthony Fauci and Dr. Christine Grady, who embody those virtues so well. Above all, in these difficult times, we need God's grace and healing power. So as we gather this evening, let us begin with the prayer. Gracious God, your Son Jesus was a healer filled with mercy and compassion. He brought life to those in desperate need, stood in solidarity with those pushed to the margins of society, and challenged those with resources to share them with the poor, vulnerable, and outcast. Through his selfless love, Jesus reconciled those consumed by conflict and brought peace to those separated by enmity, in saying that peacemakers are blessed. Jesus reflected his own commitment and fervent desire for peace among all God's children. We thank you, Lord, for our gathering tonight and for the extraordinary and dedicated service of our honorees. We ask you to bless them, the Catholic Theological Union, and its mission of preparing future peacemakers to serve your people. Inspire all of us to work for peace, and in doing so, receive your promise of being called children of God. Fill our hearts, our lives, our world with your peace. We ask this in faith. Amen.
Thank you, Cardinal Cupich. Throughout the evening, we'll hear special messages from a number of our past Blessed Are the Peacemaker awardees, extraordinary individuals who CTU has honored over the decades, beginning with Sister of St. Joseph and author of Dead Man Walking, the courageous, the irrepressible Sister Helen Prejean.
Hi, I'm Sister Helen Prejean. I wish to extend my warmest congratulations and thanks to Dr. Fauci and to his wife, Dr. Grady, for what you have done and continue to do for our country's public health. Dr. Fauci, it's not just all the long years of study in science, but to devote yourself and dedicate yourself to the public good instead of just pursuing private aims. And your ability to maintain composure at all those press conferences with the past administration, where all we got was anti-science political rhetoric. Thank you for maintaining the relationship with that president so that you could continue to serve the people.
Thank you, Sister Helen. We so appreciate your years of service, walking a path few others have dared to trod. And now it is my distinct honor to introduce Sister Barbara Reed, the first woman to lead a major Catholic school of theology and ministry in North America. Sister Barbara is a Dominican sister of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and has been a member of the faculty of Catholic Theological Union since 1988, where she also served as vice president and academic dean from 2009 to 2018. She is a widely respected leading biblical scholar in the United States, particularly for her work in feminist biblical interpretation. Her historic appointment responds to the Church's growing recognition of the vital contribution of women to the life of the Church, something CTU has espoused for 50 years. Sister Barbara?
Thank you, Carol, for being such a dear friend of CTU all these years. You really make these events sing. And I want to share my deep gratitude with our event chair, Carolyn Parmer, our generous host committee sponsors, and all the sponsors who have made this event such a success in supporting the mission of CTU. I also want to extend, on behalf of the entire CTU community, a warm welcome to the hundreds of friends who are with us in spirit and on the airwaves tonight. In the past week, our sponsors, their guests, and household ticket registrants received a package delivered to your homes, a token to remember this wonderful evening. The healing and renewal so needed in our world today is symbolized in the aloe plant, known for its healing qualities and the power of hope so beautifully illustrated by the passage from the prophet Ezekiel's great vision of life restored. In this vivid scene, God reveals to the prophet the restorative power of water that gushes from God's temple in Jerusalem and floods down through the barren Rift Valley and into the Judean desert, transforming an arid landscape into vibrant life. It is now my pleasure this evening to share the mission of Catholic Theological Union, the institution I have the pleasure of leading at this critical time. Since its founding in 1968, more than 4,500 students from 60 countries, seminarians, religious sisters and brothers, lay women and men, have attended CTU and have gone on to varied ministries and careers, ranging from parish work to chaplaincy to youth ministry and secondary and university teaching. Students come to CTU from all across the globe. They are eager to receive the quality education they will need to serve effectively in a global context. And then they strive to be peacemakers in their own right. While at CTU, students explore the Catholic faith as well as the faith traditions of others. They gain new perspectives from a diverse student body. They deepen their knowledge with faculty who are accomplished scholars and ministers eager to share their wisdom. It is CTU's mission to prepare our students theologically and pastorally to go wherever God's call takes them. CTU finds great affinity between its mission and the values lived out by our esteemed honorees, Dr. Christine Grady and Dr. Anthony Fauci. Their life's work has been a beacon of hope for our own spiritual first responders. Given our focus this evening on healing and those who minister in a time of need, we wanted to introduce you to 3 remarkable CTU alumni in the field of hospital chaplaincy. To give you a sense of the impact of CTU's spiritual first responders, please enjoy this powerful video.
I was the chaplain that was here at 7 in the morning when our first patient died of COVID. And we need to talk to the family right after the doctor just told the daughter by phone that her mother died.
I was serving this one shift and brought a dad, the husband, and his 3 teenage boys into the room.
The daughter and her sister and the other family member, they were not able to hold her mother's hand because the virus was so contagious.
The 16-year-old son, the youngest of them all, began to smash on the window saying, "Mama, Mama, why can't I come in? Te quiero, I love you. Why can't I?" His why has stuck with me for a long time.
I will never forget the voices of those 2 women crying, not being able to be with their mother when their mother passed.
People ask me all the time, how can you be with dying and sick children as if that is something very strange to them? And I tell them, it's a calling. I've been called to do this, and it is a gift.
We had the need to adapt, to be flexible, and to be creative. And we say, we can do video calls so the family can say their goodbye. The patients can hear their voice of their loved ones. And we started a whole program, how can we accompany the patient, the family, and the staff?
During this past year, it's been quite a horrific change, I would say. And yet, virtual telehealth, telechaplaincy, which I didn't know existed probably a year or 2 ago, has allowed us to be radically relational, rooted in this connection with people all over.
I cannot imagine. I was so proud of us. In the midst of it was so difficult, we were there.
One of the aspects of chaplaincy that has been challenging is understanding how important the role of the chaplain is.
We're part of the psychosocial team that adds the spiritual component. So we treat the person as body, mind, spirit, and that spiritual component is our venue, if you will.
So what we try to do here at CTU is not only address health in the courses, but health in our formation, where they begin to learn spiritual practices that will help them in their journey as chaplain.
I don't think anybody else has taught me as much about the importance of the inner life as this institution, CTU.
In this type of ministry, there can be a high level of burnout.
Sometimes we were overwhelmed, we were so tired, we felt like we had nothing else to give. And I think I prayed like never in my life. What supported me and what supported us as a team was prayer.
I am a spiritual first responder for the medical first responders. And so in order to be there for them, to be prayed up and ready and able to be present to them, to be that professional listener that I am, was essential.
I think it's critical today to support institutions that are lifting up the sacred. Pre-COVID, during COVID, into the future, there are places like CTU, and maybe there's no place like CTU either, that want to train ministers to work in the vineyard of the Lord.
CTU is in many ways a Pope Francis school, I think, very attentive to those on the peripheries that Pope Francis keeps reminding us of, that sensitivity to those who are often the forgotten. And I think that's just a theme that runs through all of our courses here and all of our ministry training, to be sensitive to the suffering of the people on the peripheries.
It has been a very hard work, and yet there has been a blessing within the struggle.
I've not had any regrets. It's been 21 years, and I'm still going strong.
Because I don't have the answer for suffering, but at least I have the words to engage in a dialogue when people are suffering. What I discover here in my ministry and the tools I get from CTU is that sometimes we cannot cure, but we can continue caring.
It's a mystery that we're living into. It's a great challenge. We're trying to get better at it. We're learning as we go. Some days are better than others. CTU, I think, said it's okay to live with mystery, and that's what faith is about, is to hang on even when you don't know what's coming next.
We don't know the end of this, and so we just have to be flexible and be patient and trust God.
I don't know where we're headed now, but I'm sure we have a lot of supporters out there curious and willing to help us grow.
What inspiring examples of our CTU alumni serving in such a compelling and important ministry at this extraordinary time. Imagine multiplying their impact 100-fold. This annual Peacemakers event provides critical funds for the mission of CTU, and we invite those of you who are new to CTU, or not so new, to join with us in supporting the next generation of spiritual first responders. You can simply click the donate button on your screen and become an integral part of the CTU mission. I thank you for considering this step. We hear now from another remarkable person who is renowned and beloved throughout Chicago, and who, together with his family, was honored at CTU's 2009 Blessed Are the Peacemakers event, a dear friend of CTU, Newt Minow.
My family was honored by the Catholic Theological Union some years ago. It was a wonderful interfaith event, and that's why the Catholic Theological Union is such a treasure for all of us in our community. We thank you, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady, for your splendid, extraordinary service to the nation. These are difficult times. I've lived in Washington with the government. I know the pressures, I know the problems. You've surmounted them. You've earned the trust, the admiration, and the gratitude of all Americans. God bless you.
Newt Minow, thank you so much. You're a treasure, too, and a mentor to so many of us, myself included. What an incredible collection of peacemakers and humanitarians CTU has honored over the decades. We're delighted this evening to add Drs. Fauci and Grady to this illustrious group. One of my roles that I've cherished over the years has been to prepare the way for our presentation of the Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award. As we all know, the beautiful expression, Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God, is one of Jesus' Beatitudes, part of his Sermon on the Mount, that's guided Christians and other people of goodwill for centuries. I've received absolution from Sister Barbara to add some additional Beatitudes. I think we're up to 14 by now. So here goes, I'm adding one more, dedicated to our remarkable honorees tonight. Blessed are those who tell life-giving truth based in reality. They will be cherished in the midst of the storm that will surely follow. Thanks be to God for the work of Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady, who show us what authentic science in the hands of good and courageous people can accomplish. And now to share their very personal experience with our honorees, we have two special friends of Drs. Grady and Fauci. Dr. Paul Farmer, who received our Peacemakers Award in 2015 for his work as co-founder of Partners in Health, an organization that delivers health care to the world's poorest places. Dr. Farmer is joined by Dr. Helene Gale, a former CDC colleague of Dr. Fauci in the work to combat HIV/AIDS, and who now serves as president of Chicago Community Trust.
As a Haitian proverb has it, there's no peace of mind when you're hungry. And they make a similar comment about when you're sick. And the fight for the survival of the unknown stranger, the work of the Good Samaritan, is why no one deserves this honor more than Christine and Tony Fauci. They're a credit to the healing professions, to the researchers who do the work that would allow us to be healed or kept healthy in the first place, to the country and to the church, and really to our species. I've been lucky enough to know Christine and Tony for most of my adult life, and to see them wage peace in the most remarkable ways, to inculcate social justice teachings, what are the most rarefied levels of American medicine, which relies, or should, on the very three things they've done collectively and in their own lives. These three things are delivering medical care, training others, and generating new knowledge through research. In addition, Christine has elevated ethical concerns in clinical and research practice, and her impact has been felt around the world.
Throughout my public health career at the CDC and beyond, I too have had the privilege of knowing and working with Tony and Christine. Christine was a pioneer, starting her career when bioethics was not well appreciated as an important component to our work in health. But she understood the importance of ethics as core to how we live our values in the research we do as a nation and as a world. And she has elevated the voice of bioethics as she leads the National Institutes of Health Department of Bioethics. She is a national treasure for anyone needing wise counsel and input on bioethical issues. Tony has always demonstrated an openness to learn from people from all walks of life. In the early days of the HIV/AIDS pandemic, we worked together on issues of HIV and communities of color, and he always demonstrated a willingness to listen, to learn, and to show empathy. Tony engaged with diverse communities in this country and around the globe without judgment and with compassion. From Christine's early work with Project Hope, a humanitarian NGO in Brazil, and now dealing with the challenges facing health workers on the front line, her career and notable publications have always focused on humanitarian approaches to myriad issues with an ethical string to them. Her recent efforts have been invaluable in focusing on the ethical concerns brought about by the COVID pandemic.
Here's how both of them do the work that makes them worthy of this honor. Chris and Tony know how to listen. They're both capable of sustained and reverent attention to the problems of others, and especially those who have been shut out of material modernity or face dread disease without the accompaniment we all require. Tony has been a mentor to a generation of infectious disease researchers and practitioners. This started with his pioneering work and advocacy around AIDS, but he continues to do the same thing with COVID-19. And Christine's example of reaching the highest levels of STEM field research will also be felt for generations to come. For two individuals with such high profiles, they are remarkably accessible and generous and kind. Catholic Theological Union has made an inspired choice in honoring them as blessed peacemakers.
While they would wince to be referred to as a medical power couple, What is beautiful is that these two highly respected professionals are equally invested and publicly supportive of each other. And they would certainly agree on one thing. Their shared accomplishment of raising 3 beautiful daughters is their proudest achievement. Thanks to Catholic Theological Union for honoring extraordinary healers such as these.
Good evening. My name is Father James Halstead. I am a member of the Order of St. Augustine, and presently I serve as chair of the Board of Trustees of the Catholic Theological Union in Chicago. Together with Sister Barbara, I want to share my thanks to tonight's event sponsors and to all of you who have, over the years, supported the mission of CTU, a mission entrusted to us by many committed and generous men and women of religious faith and humane vision who have gone before us. As a proud and grateful graduate of this school, it is my pleasure to read the citation for our 2021 Blessed Are the Peacemakers honorees. Few human endeavors are more noble and more esteemed than those of healing and teaching. We remember with gratitude that Jesus of Nazareth himself was a healer, bringing his compassionate touch to lift the burden of pain and suffering and to break the social isolation often imposed upon the sick. Jesus was also a teacher, unafraid to speak the truth, even at the risk of his own life. Jesus stood in solidarity with those marginalized by disease, ignorance, injustice, or by simple human thoughtlessness. Jesus enfleshed his own challenging words, "There is no greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." This evening, we are privileged to honor a truly remarkable couple, an exemplary healer and a wise and courageous teacher, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, and Dr. Christine Grady, Chief of the Department of Bioethics at the National Institutes of Health. Throughout our country and in the world beyond, the knowledge, integrity, and sense of public service exhibited by Dr. Fauci has been, for decades, a source of inspiration in times of danger and fear brought about by disease. Similarly, Dr. Grady has exemplified extraordinary thoughtfulness, compassion, and leadership in her unique role as ethicist, wrestling with the formidable moral issues facing our healthcare system in times of crisis, and in using the blessings of contemporary medicine in a wise, just, and humane manner. The mission of the Catholic Theological Union is to draw on our Catholic heritage to prepare men and women as religious leaders who will be moved by faith, hope, and a charity infused with courage. The public witness and inspiration of exemplary men and women from various walks of life, dedicated to the common good and bringing life-giving service to humanity, is as important for our students' education and formation as the knowledge and skills they acquire and develop at CTU. As a Catholic graduate school of theology and ministry, we recognize and thank Dr. Anthony Fauci and Dr. Christine Grady for the witness of their lives and for their professional commitments. It is a singular privilege for the students, staff, faculty, and the Board of Trustees of the Catholic Theological Union to confer upon Drs. Fauci and Grady our highest honor, the Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award.
Thank you, Paul and Helene, for your gracious introduction, and warm greetings to you all. You will hear from Christine shortly, but let me say on behalf of both of us how honored we are to receive the Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award, which we accept with profound humility and gratitude. We thank Sister Barbara Reed and the Catholic Theological Union Board of Trustees, faculty, and selection committee for this wonderful recognition. I was fortunate to receive a Jesuit education and enthusiastically immersed myself in its intellectual rigor. At Regis High School in New York City, I took Greek and Latin and was drawn to philosophy, an interest I maintained and extended at the College of the Holy Cross, where I graduated with a classics major with a pre-med concentration. Throughout my life, Jesuit tenets I learned have guided me. Among them, stay faithful to the truth, even truths that may be inconvenient, uphold social justice, and be of service to others. Being of service to others helped propel me toward being a physician. I also am a research scientist and public servant, however, and as such, I'm steeped in facts, data, and evidence. My exposure to the humanities not only has benefited my work as a physician, it also has provided a wide-angle lens through which I assess and tackle the challenges of being a public health leader. The COVID-19 vaccines developed and authorized for use in record time are now lighting a pathway to the pandemic's end, a stunning scientific achievement. Yet, this pandemic is not a unidimensional problem that science alone can fix. This multidimensional crisis asks each of us to bring forward the best of ourselves: compassion, selflessness, resiliency, honesty, and fair-mindedness. Whenever we are faced with a formidable adversary such as SARS-CoV-2, we need to pull together as a nation and recognize the pathogen as our mutual foe. In all we do, we must be guided by the data and science-based evidence, but only by working side by side towards a common purpose and for the greater good will we prevail. So thank you again for this distinguished honor. And Christine, let me turn it over to you.
Thank you very much. I also want to extend my sincere gratitude to Sister Barbara Reed and the Catholic Theological Union Board of Trustees, the CTU faculty, and the selection committee for giving the 2021 Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award to me and my spouse and life partner, Tony Fauci. I am truly humbled and honored to receive this award and to be introduced by two people who I so admire for their inspiration and the enormous good that they have done for our world. Thank you, Dr. Farmer and Dr. Gale, for your lifelong service and your generous words. The turmoil, disruptions, and suffering that the world has experienced during this past year or so has emphasized to me how absolutely imperative it is to try to be a peacemaker, to try to be compassionate and fair to all, and to strive for harmony and love instead of hate and divisiveness. Clearly, kindness and service to others are vitally important at every level, as is respect for and seeking to better understand differences and perspectives that may not match our own. In my career, I've been blessed with the opportunity to care for and serve others as a nurse and a bioethicist. In that work, I am committed to promoting and protecting the dignity and the rights of each person or group that I am privileged to work with. And I hope that I bring some peace into their lives. My parents and my Catholic education in elementary school and at Georgetown and Boston College provided me with skills and knowledge and inspiration that has enabled me to dedicate my life to serving others and promoting social justice and the common good. I have been blessed with opportunities to learn from and be inspired by the work of peacemaker exemplars like Dr. Farmer, Dr. Gale, and other previous recipients of this special award. And I continue to learn from Dr. Fauci. I love and admire Tony not only because of his good looks and Brooklyn swagger, but because of his powerful, palpable, tireless, and unwavering commitment to caring for others and to making the world a safer, healthier place. We are truly blessed to remain solid partners in this endeavor and humbled to be able to accept this wonderful honor. Thank you so much.
What an amazing partnership. We thank you so much, Dr. Grady, Dr. Fauci, for your words and for your selflessness. And now we hear from our 2013 Peacemaker awardee, someone intimately familiar with leadership under pressure, the former President of Ireland, Mary McAleese.
A very special hello all the way from Ireland as you gather in CTU to salute two remarkable people, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady. Now, I know from Dr. Grady's name that there is a strong Irish connection there, but believe me, where the name Fauci is spoken in Ireland, there is great respect. I was very honoured back in 2013 to receive the Blessed Are the Peacemakers award from CTU, and I remember that event with all such gratitude and have such joyful memories. And I hope today the same will be true for Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady. Because I know, having worked so hard in the field of peacemaking on the island of Ireland and between Ireland and Great Britain, just how hard it is, the courage it takes, the discipline it takes to tell the truth, to stand your ground when all around you is chaotic and difficult. And you surely have done that and have given great, great service to the people, not just of the United States, but to those of us who watch what goes on in the United States, to all of us. So thank you for looking after people so well, for the guidance, for the leadership that has helped people we love to survive and to have faith in the future. These are really challenging times when we rely on people like you, like both of you, to step up to the plate and to show that courage and the leadership. And believe me, we are grateful. So on this day, a big, big thank you. Enjoy this special occasion.
Thank you, President McAleese. My name is Colleen Grady Kennedy, and I am Vice President for Institutional Advancement at CTU. Thank you all for being with us tonight and for your critical support of CTU's mission. In preparing for this evening, I learned that Christine Grady and I not only share a last name, we are also both from New Jersey. So possibly somewhere back there in President McAleese's Ireland, perhaps our people shared a plot of land, attended the same parish, or gathered at the same pub. And in that spirit, I'd like to ask all of our guests to raise a glass as I offer a virtual toast to our honorees. To Dr. Christine Grady and Dr. Anthony Fauci for their unyielding example of courage, sacrifice, persistence, and commitment to the public good. And to CTU, that God will continue to bless its mission. Hear, hear. Cheers. Over the past year, it has been through the miracle of technology and the determination of our students and dedicated faculty that we at CTU have not only engaged but thrived. We gratefully invite you to support our mission as we move into our new post-pandemic environment. For those of you who have not yet made a gift to CTU, please click on the donate button on the event webpage and join us in preparing the next generation of spiritual first responders. Every donation really does make a difference. And like every good Catholic event, of course, we have a raffle. After the confinement of the last year, I know we all yearn for the day when we can travel again. And what could be more life-giving or faith-affirming after this pandemic than a once-in-a-lifetime trip to the lands of the Bible, led by CTU's Chancellor and Biblical Scholar, Father Don Sr. 2 lucky individuals will each win their choice of a trip to the lands of the Bible. A trip to Egypt in December of 2021, a trip to Greece and Turkey in May of 2022, or a trip to the Holy Land in October of 2022. But before we pull the lucky winners' names, we have this special message from Senator John Danforth, who received the Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award in 2007 for his instrumental leadership as the ambassador to the United Nations. Again, my sincere thanks to you all.
What a wonderful recognition for Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady for receiving the Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award. It is a very distinguished award from the Catholic Theological Union. What is remarkable to me is the length of service, length of time in public service of these individuals. I remember visiting with Dr. Fauci at NIH more than 30 years ago when AIDS was a new phenomenon. And I remember the impression that he made at that time. What a marvelous career of service, and what a wonderful award for him to receive, and for Dr. Grady to receive as well.
Good evening. My name is Jonathan Turba, a Norbertine seminarian and current CTU student.
And I am Tanya Bolin, a current Augustus Tolton Scholar at CTU. There are many of you that have purchased tickets for a chance to win a trip with CTU to the lands of the Bible. Tonight we will select 2 winning tickets.
The first winner is Mike Heaton. The second lucky winner is Celeste Murphy. Thank you all for participating in this raffle, and congratulations to the winners. Rachel Kuhn, CTU's Development Director, will be in contact with you in the next few days to confirm the details of this award.
Jonathan and Tanya, very well done. And now a final word of gratitude from longtime friends of CTU to extraordinary civic leaders Shirley and Pat Ryan, who received the Blessed Are the Peacemakers Award together with Lester and Renee Crown almost 10 years ago.
Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady, my wife Shirley and I are so pleased to welcome you to Chicago and congratulate you on your award, Blessed Are the Peacemakers, from the Chicago Theological Union. We were honored and pleased in 2012 to receive that award along with Renee and Lester Crown for setting up a chair in Jewish Studies, which launched the Catholic Jewish Studies program that's been so successful.
And we thank you, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Grady, for your groundbreaking work, for your work to illuminate knowledge about the value of public health in our lives as Americans and in the general global community. We admire you. We thank you enormously. You richly deserve this award, Peacemakers, because that is what you have brought us in the last year and over the years through your serious studies. And we are grateful for your humble, common approach. Thank you. We are, as a family, are supporting the health of all through Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, a remarkable hospital. But it's also a place with a great outreach through media and through pathways.org, our groundbreaking work for infants in the earliest weeks of their life. We thank you. We stand in awe of you. Congratulations on your award.
Congratulations.
Our thanks to Shirley and to Pat. 2 of the beautiful things about the Blessed Are the Peacemakers event are, number 1, that it finishes on time, and number 2, that we end with prayer and song. The prayer tonight is by CTU's Dr. Malka Zeiger-Simkovich, a scholar and teacher who holds the Crown Ryan Chair of Jewish Studies in the program just mentioned by the Ryans. The establishment of this unique chair at a Catholic school of theology by Jewish and Catholic couples reflects the extraordinary spirit of CTU.
Gracious God, as we close this evening's event, we thank you for your blessings this evening and always. We ask that you help us to remember that even in a virtual gathering, there is profound connection, and that long before the internet and social media, religious mystics viewed the world as a virtual experience, a realm which manifests some, but not all truths. Perhaps these mystics, had they attended an event such as ours, would have joyfully celebrated from their own computers, perceiving the virtual gathering to be a symbolic moment, an opportunity which invites us to recognize that the truth we all pursue surpasses the physical world which is before us. We ask that you help us to learn from these mystics, individuals which include the early 20th century Rabbi Abraham Isaac Cook, who believed that every person in the world has a soul, that every soul has a spark, and that every spark is an element of the divine. These sparks are constantly looking to connect with others, transcending race, transcending ethnicity, and transcending class, bonding into a collective as they ascend into the heavenly realm. We ask that you continue to inspire us as we look for these connections, whether we look for them virtually in person or whether we look for them virtually apart. We ask that you help us to support those who heal physically and those who heal spiritually, those who heal in times of peace and those who heal in times of danger, those who courageously heal in adversity, and those who generously heal in unity and friendship. Finally, we ask that you help us to continue to stand one alongside one another, not in an attempt to create monolithic sameness, but an attempt to see one another as each of us wants to be seen, to stand in solidarity and in gratitude for our differences, and above all, to name the divine spark in one another and in all living things. Thank you, and God bless.
Before we close with a final joyful hymn, I thank you for staying with us and supporting us in this extraordinary time. We thank our dear friend Carol Marine for her exquisite hosting of this evening's program. We hope that you will remain engaged with CTU. You can share your information on the contact form on the event webpage. And of course, please come back each year for our Blessed Are the Peacemakers events. A video recording of this event will be available on our website tomorrow for sharing. Please keep safe and well. Congratulations to Drs. Grady and Fauci, and peace to all. And now, to conclude, we turn again to Catherine O'Connell, who has sung the Blessed Are the Peacemakers anthem for many years now. This is my song. Please sing along from your living rooms. The lyrics can be found in the program.
This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and wide. This is my home, my country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. This is our prayer, O God of all the nations, that faith in you unite us, not divide. We praise you, God, in different tongues and accents, and each a glimpse of glory does provide, but none alone reveals your holy mystery. Thus it is right to praise you side by side.